Hi crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. It's Technique Tuesday, and today we have a fantastic fun fold. It's called a pop-out book card, and it is so cute. No more boring cards. This one is really gonna pop. So let's head down to the crafting table and let me show you what we're gonna make today. Okay, look at the inside of this card. Do you see how it has like a book right here? Oh my goodness, it is so cute. And I am going to show you how to make this card. Now, what's important to remember when you make this card are just two things. You have 2 cuts and 7 scores. That's it. So easy. Let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do, go ahead and cut your base card, just a normal base card. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then you're going to need an extra piece of paper. Now this is for the inside card, and this is going to be 8 by 5. Now let's make our 2 cuts. We are going to turn this, put it in your trimmer, and put it right on the 1-inch line. Now grab your trimmer, your cutting blade, and we are going to move it to the 1. So move that right to the 1. So we are in 1 and down 1. And we are just going to cut to 7 inches. So let's just go ahead, bring it down and cut to 7. Open it up. Now, do you see what we've done? We've made that cut line. Flip it over, put it back in your trimmer, and now we're going to put the edge on 1. Take your cutting blade to 1 right here on your guide, close it, and we're going to cut down to 7. Take it out, and we have our 2 cut lines. Now we are going to make our 7 scores. The first thing you want to do is score. Let's just score right down the middle. So let's just score in half. We're going to move our cutting blade out of the way, bring in our scoring blade, and we are just going to score all the way down on this first score line. Okay? So all the way down. Now, go ahead and take it back out, and we're going to score at 2.5. But this time, let's just score the top part, stop, and then score this bottom part. So bring your scoring blade all the way to the top, hold it in place, and just score right to that cut line. Pick up your guide, and we're going to score now from this cut line. So we scored at 2.5, at 4, but 4 was all the way through the card. And now we're going to move it over to 5.5. And once again, we're just going to score on the top and the bottom, not this middle part. So let's just score down to the cut line, open up our guide, and score that bottom part. So we have scored the top, the bottom, the middle all the way down, and over here we scored the top and the bottom. Now we just have 2 more score lines on each side. We are going to score a small line from this cut to the bottom cut, and then scoot in just a little bit and score another one. So let's score at 1. Put your paper in 1. And once again, we are scoring from the top cut line to the bottom. Now we're going to score right in the middle. So just put that right on 1 and score. We are going to open up our guide and move it over to 1.5 and repeat from the top cut line to the bottom cut line. And now we have a score line right here in the middle and another one right by it. I find that it's easier just to go ahead and turn your paper, and let's repeat that process right here. So put it at 1. Get your scoring blade right at the top of the cut line and score down and down. Now we're going to move it over to 1.5. And score from the top cut line to the bottom cut line. And that's it. Now we have our 2 cut lines and our 7 score lines, and we are done with the middle part of the card. So we're going to put that to the side, and now we're just going to fold it. The easiest way to fold it is take this middle line right here and fold up and fold these down, just like that. And do the same thing on the bottom, just like this. And that's just going to give us our little curve that we need. Now this part goes down, so you can go ahead and just crease that down. And now look, it very naturally wants to start going the way that it needs to. And there we have it. So let's just bring in our bone folder and give it a good score. Now, we need to go ahead and pop these score lines out, just so we can see what it looks like. This one goes down, and this one goes up. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and crease that. Go to the other side. This one closest to the edge goes down, and this one goes up. Go ahead and give it a good crease, and now we can just fold it over. And now look at that. There is our book. How easy was that? Now, at the end of this video, if you go over to our blog listed on creativemomentsbyg.com, there will be a PDF that has this layout for you so that you can very easily see all the cuts and score lines that you need to make. That is our free gift to you. So let's start putting this together. Now, on that picture that you can go get, that free PDF, we have all the dimensions that you need if you want to decorate this. Now, we went ahead and did it on white paper because of the design that we are using. But you can also, as another tip, you could create your own background. You could come in here, and before you make these cuts and score lines, go ahead and stamp your background. That's just another thought that you might want to consider. But we didn't do that. We cut some strips, and we are just going to start adding them right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you'll need 2 of these side strips. Let's go ahead and lay them down. And you will need 4 small little rectangles for these areas right here. And you'll need 4 of the medium-sized rectangles for these areas right there. Okay, now make sure that you stay with us because we have 2 additional cards to show you and discuss with you as to how we put them together. So we have our inside mechanism. Now, we are going to double mat these areas right here. And let me show you the paper we're going to use. We are using Mediterranean blooms, and we are going to use the Citrus Blooms stamp set and dies. And we're going to use that because you can take this die and you can cut out these oranges. We have the smaller one that just has 1, and we have a die that cuts out the 3. Makes it so easy. You can also stamp them and use blends to color them, but this is a quick card because you can just use the dies to cut out the orange. Now, I have this beautiful orange already cut out. I have my 2 panels cut. And because we are using a mat on the front of our card, Lemon Lolly, we are also using that mat on the inside of our card. So let's go ahead and lay that down. We have 2 mats. Now, I'm going to lay this down first and just cut around it because I want it to stay on the white piece of paper. So, and look at that beautiful DSP that's on the back of that orange paper. Isn't that gorgeous? So we're just going to put this like this. And now I'm going to cut it just so it stays on my rectangle. I'm going to stamp my sentiment on this area. I'm going to bring in my Knight of Navy. Look at that beautiful font. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. Oh, I love that. Now we can go ahead and just adhere these right to the book part of this part of our card. I'm going to put this on the right side. Just hold it for a moment. And now I'm going to bring in my base card, and I'm going to go ahead and lay down my cardstock Lemon Lolly right on the front. And look at this beautiful pattern paper I'm using. How gorgeous is that? Now, like I said, we do have a die in this set that will cut out that beautiful arrangement. But I want to go ahead and just lay this down just on the front of my card. And then I have taken Irresistible Blooms, and I'm using this stamp. I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. So pretty. I went ahead and I just stamped it on some white paper. And just another little tip, I just added this onto some lemon lolly just to give it a border at the top and the bottom. And I'm just going to add it right here to the front of my card. Now, because it's already thick, I'm not going to add it on dimensionals. I'm just going to adhere it right down with some glue. Okay, and there we have the front of our card. Now we just need to add the inside card, and it is so easy to do. We are going to just lay this down, and we are lining up this center score line right here in this middle of this area. We're lining it up with the actual card, and then we're just folding it over just like this. Once we have that, I'm going to use a tape runner because it grabs quickly and it will help us adhere that to our base card. Once again, we are just lining it up just like this, right against this score line on the card and folding it over. We're opening it up. Now, you will have to just pop this out. And now we're just going to fold it over just like this. And only put your glue right here. And now we can just fold over our card and open it up. And look at that. Now you might need to pop that out just a little bit on the edges. Look at that. Stands up perfectly. Make sure that you only put your adhesive on these short areas right here, not on this center part right there. And look at that. Look at how pretty that is. Stands up perfectly. Because we created this on a base card that is white, you have plenty of room to write your message. And they will keep this on their desk as a keepsake. And there you have it. Look at that. So we have this one. Now, here is the one that I showed you earlier. And look at how pretty that is. And this just folds down. So you fold it down, look at the front. We created a frame, we embossed it. The beautiful country flowers. And it stands up just so perfectly. And now we have one more. Look at this one. Now I want to show you where we got this beautiful image right here. This comes from some pattern paper called Frames and Flowers. And it actually has all these punch outs right here that you can use in addition to patterned paper. But look at that. Those images punched out and are so pretty. And you open it up and there you have it. Now I want to remind you what makes this such a fantastic card is you only have 2 cuts and 7 score lines. Makes it so easy. Now I want you to head on over to creativemomentsbyg.com, click on my blog, and pick up that free PDF. It will have all the measurements for you. You don't have to worry about writing them down. Well, Monty and I hope that you enjoyed this card. It certainly is not boring, but it's not as hard as you think, right? Well, take a moment and leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think about this card. We love this design. We want you to go out and have a fantastic week, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.